I don't know what is worse about this what sold, the unbridled anger I have for eBay or the review that still haunts me. So,
Yeah.
if you hear one of them, make sure you stay for the rest because I don't know what is worse.
Officially, there are perverts on the internet.
All right. So, with that, our first sold.
Our first sold is going to be a pair of Judy blue jeans sold on Posh. They sold for $30. You had originally listed them for $50. They sold really quick. Judy blue always sells quick.
Yeah, within a few weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Buy all Judy blue. I mean, unless they're damaged.
Yeah,
Basically, is the moral of the story. Yeah,
Judy Blue is a tried and true. Look at me
I like it.
go. The next one here was a pair of Corks. They're clogs. They were the Arden clogs. They sold on Posh for $38. We had listed them at 65, and they sold again within a few weeks.
Yeah,
And Corks are a hit or miss for me. Sometimes they do really, really well. And sometimes I think maybe my price point is a little bit,
too aggressive. I
yeah,
think for whatever reason, our stores are getting better quality cork shoes
yeah.
in, and so they don't recognize the brand necessarily, but they will price them up because they are in usable shape versus being destroyed.
Yeah. So I think that I get a little aggressive with my pricing, but if you can sell them for around $30, that's pretty consistent. So if you can find something that matches that price point, I definitely think Corks are a good brand to pick up.
Next is going to be a hoodie, which I don't know where you picked this. You must have picked this up without me.
Yeah, I was in my I like band t-shirts era after a ThredUp box that gave me some band t-shirts I'd never heard of that sold real quick.
Okay. So this is 21 Pilots hoodie sold on Posh for $32. Listed originally for $40. This has been a while. It's been about a year. So a year and a half now. Sold or originally listed in January of 23. So not necessarily a good buy, but
I think band t-shirts and all of that, they're tough, right? Vintage, obviously, pick it up. If you find a
yeah,
vintage band
yeah.
t-shirt and you're not picking it up, especially if it's single stitch, I don't know what you're doing. Why are you reselling?
You're talking the best sold item that you've ever had.
Yeah,
Like you're talking thousands of dollars for
right,
a vintage like 60s, 70s, 80s band t-shirt. Like
right. Insane. Other band t-shirts, however, can still do well. I mean, maybe only 15, 20, $25 depending on what it is, but they generally go pretty quickly. This one, I don't know if it was because it was not branded 21 Pilots, it was United Trading Company, I believe it was called,
mm,
or if it was because it was a long sleeve and that's not a t-shirt. I'm not really sure what it was about this one, but I still think band stuff is things to look out for. Just, as with everything, it depends on what you pick up, and this one just wasn't a winner. The next one on here is a Lily Pulitzer shirt. It was like a nautical striped shirt. We got it out of a Flip lot. Flip, I don't think does Flip exist anymore? I don't
it may
I
I don't know.
I had gotten a
Admittedly
notification
don't know.
that they were no longer allowing you to source from there because we were gonna go down temporarily, and then I think the app just, like, closed? I don't know. Leave in the comments if you know the story of Flip because I have been out of the loop on that, but
That might be some
regardless
drama.
yeah, that might be some drama, but regardless, what ended up happening is any open lot that I had, they just said, "Just keep it or donate it or whatever," so, we still have items from Flip that, like, I don't know what to do with. I think we were technically supposed to donate it, but I'm lazy and I didn't delist things. So this was from that. This sold for $15. It was originally listed April 26, 2023.
So about a year.
So it's been
Exactly.
about a year. So yeah, it's been a long time. It's only sold for $15. Not all Lily is created equal, as everyone knows. And this I wouldn't have picked up in a store because it wasn't flashy and bright, as we always say.
I mean, free cost to you, free is free. So next is going to be a Lord and Taylor cashmere. So cashmere is king. So if you are on the fence about something, if it is cashmere, it's more than likely something that you're going to at least get out of it and make.
Shocker. Cashmere is something we want to pick up. Oh my gosh.
I know.
This groundbreaking knowledge. I'm
You're
so
still
glad we're
obsessed
here.
about the cashmere Celine jacket cape, which is like 10
Truth.
grand.
But I mean, I think everyone knows. If you see cashmere, brand is irrelevant because cashmere is cashmere. But go on.
Sold on Posh for $32. Originally listed for 50 because it's cashmere. This sold within about a month, maybe 3 weeks. So sold quick. Can't complain.
Yeah,
And
all cashmere tends to do
yeah.
well for me. The only thing I would say with cashmere is really watch for holes. We seem to find a lot of cashmere that is really holey. I don't know if it's just the our area. I don't know what it is,
I
but
think
ooh,
it's just mothballs. It's just
yeah.
it's been sitting in a closet because people don't wanna wear cashmere because it's nice, and so that it's kind of that weird sits in your closet and wastes away.
Yeah. The next thing here is a J. Crew Oxford shirt. This was a men's shirt. It sold for $18, originally listed at 25, and it took about a year to sell. And oddly, within like a few weeks of each other, and I don't remember if it was in the last video that we did, but there was another J. Crew Oxford shirt that sold around the same time. So I don't know if Oxfords are like raging back up in popularity or if it was just some weird coincidence
I
because
think it's also that people are going back into the office.
could be.
They've kind of settled into that I hate my job kind of I have to go
Yeah.
back in kind of groove, and people are dressing up because they can't get away with just like wearing sweatpants at home, like like the dream. It's the dream. It's the dream.
It is. So if you are out and about and you see some J. Crew Oxford shirts, make sure that you look that up because it seems like they might be rising up in popularity. I haven't been able to find them since, and I only had 2 listed, but they're gone. So I don't know. Looks like it might be coming back.
So this one, I actually modeled the
I
cover shot.
know. I
It's
think it was your only modeling job.
I,
How do you
I
feel about it?
definitively my only actually no, the overland coat
Oh, true,
mm,
true, true.
and that ugly sweater. So I've only
You
ever
have
modeled
some stuff on your resume.
I've
How do you
only
feeling
ever
about it?
modeled for your closet, and that will continue to be the case because I'm aware that no one wants this to sell
Somebody
clothing.
wanted it.
So, clearly not. It was listed for like 4 years. So this is a Zara coat. It was a pea coat with toggle buttons, I believe. Sold for $64, list for 150 because it was a nice heavy wool coat. Uh, Listed in like 2021. So like just after the pandemic. No one was going outside. The worst time to list a jacket was pandemic time. So unsurprising it didn't sell.
In full disclosure, he modeled this jacket because he actually wanted to keep it, but it was just a bit too small for him, and he was
Yeah.
hoping to find a similar one, so we had posted it on socials to see if anybody had one, that they were listing, but then, I mean, you can't pass up a good modeling shot, so we used that, and I mean, it sold for $65, which for me is pretty great for Zara, so I'm still happy with
Yeah,
that.
I'm pretty convinced that this came from one of the boxes because I don't think that we would have picked up a Zara jacket at the thrift
Yeah.
ordinarily, maybe the bins, but
Yeah, it was an outerwear box.
so yeah,
The next one on here is something you picked up, actually.
I did. This is RuPaul's Drag Race, one of the seasons. It was like season 3 or 4,
3, I think.
something like that. Sold for $30 on eBay because that's the only place we list DVDs because eBay is the place for that. Listed for 40, sold within like 2 weeks. Really, really quick. And 10 out of 10 will buy again.
Can't say enough things about DVDs. If you're not looking for them, you should be. He's much better at that hunt than I am, which is totally fine because I seem to find better bolos in the clothing department most
Oh,
of the
she
time.
she wipes the
So
floor with me
if
in the
he can
regular
wipe the floor with me on DVDs, it sounds like a good
at
pair.
the pants aisle, I get destroyed.
So keep destroying me in DVDs. I'll keep destroying you in pants, and it sounds like we'll come together quite
I
well.
think that's a question of the eye level because the shelves are usually higher and I have a better vantage to see them.
And the company that tends to be in the DVD section, but that's for another video. The next one on here is Driftwood Jackie Jeans. Now, we've talked about Driftwood on this channel a ton, and we've said that the thing you really want to look for is like the heavily embroidered, like really awesome
The special,
jeans.
special.
Yeah, special jeans. These were not that. These were very plain, but Driftwood has just been such a good brand for me. I couldn't possibly leave it behind. I did not expect it to sell as quickly as it did because, again, these were plain jeans. There was nothing to them. They sold on eBay for $30. They were listed at $40 and they sold within a few weeks. So I gotta say, Driftwood, it seems like it's just an automatic pickup if you can find it for around $5 to $7.
Now I know this one's my next turn, but I want to hear you say the brand.
You saying Kahat?
Carhartt. Yes.
It feels weird to like overly emphasize.
There's 2 R's in that word and you
Do you want
pronounce
me to roll my R's now?
No, I just want you to pronounce either of the 2.
Carhartt. Feel better?
It was a Carhartt jacket sold on
It was a
eBay
shirt, to be clear.
shirt. My apologies. Sold on eBay for $25, listed for 25, next day sale. So Carhartt always sells just
It
consistently.
it does. This was a panic moment, though. This was a panic moment in our life. So, I don't know that we've mentioned before, like, part of how I handle my "I am greedy and I want more money" type situation when it comes to reselling, but what we do oftentimes is if especially if he's out of the house, I will send him an offer that I get that I feel like is too low to get his gauge before I just automatically am like, "Absolutely not," because I've regretted that, and I feel like we've all done this. So in this scenario, someone had sent me an offer for $15 and then I went to bed and I got it the next day in the morning and he was already at work. And I'm like, $15 the next day, you know how it goes. So I sent it to him and he was like, take it. It's a next day sale. You need to take it. I didn't listen because I'm terrible at listening. And I put my phone down and I went about my day and did some other things. And then I came back to my phone to find out that it had sold full price on eBay. But my brain remembered take and I went to a meltdown. I was like, oh my God, this double sold. How did this happen? Nope. I didn't listen. So it was good because it sold full price. But like those moments of panic of just, I can't believe I didn't delist this. This happened. I can't. Oh,
Double selling is a problem. Like, it happens and it's unfortunately unavoidable. I mean, you try to do the best, but you didn't double sell it.
I didn't double sell it.
No.
Now I have some qualms about double selling that I will get to at the end of this. So stay to the end because I am angry. And in spoilers, I didn't do it. Okay. The next one on this list.
Fashion Nova. And this
Woo-wee!
is a story
Oh my
all about
gosh.
how
My
you
life got turned upside down.
no, this is the story of why we do not have our home address on any of the selling platforms because people are creepy.
And I don't even think it's as bad as we think it is, but I
No,
sent you
we are
a picture
absolutely
and you were
over
like, "Oh,
we're absolutely overreacting. So this is a Fashion Nova teddy,
yeah,
I guess,
it's a teddy.
lingerie, new with tags. We're not going to sell used underwear.
Use lingerie."
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's it's an undergarment
yeah.
and
I
used
have standards.
right. Sold on eBay for $16. Original list price was $20, and it has taken a long time because
Yeah.
it was from one of the
It was
boxes.
like July 2022. Like
Yeah,
it was a while.
it's been 2 years now. This person who bought it paid promptly, and
Everything seemed fine.
no problems there. Great painless transaction. Then left a review or a comment on your store.
And editing Tyler will put this on the screen. But it says, "Love it. She's washed it and is now in it." And then BB, which I know is like a Gen Z thing, and I know I'm aging myself because I don't know what that means. So I'm sure Gen Z watchers, please leave in the comments what that means. But all I know is I did not need to know that she was currently
I I
residing in this.
I conceptually was aware that it was purchased to be worn.
Yeah, of
I
course.
did know that.
I
I don't need it pushed back into my I don't know you. Please don't tell me that you are having a good time in that way. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, just leave it at love it. We're good.
Yeah.
So happy for you. Yeah, yeah. I sometimes wish there was ways to hide reviews because I don't want to read that. But yeah, I'm sure we're overreacting, but I need to know if anybody else has had comments like that where you're just like, "Oh, thanks." But also, ooh, awkward
Overshare.
turtle.
Maybe an overshare there, my guy.
Yeah. Or girl, who knows?
Oh, it was a gentleman that bought it for her.
Oh, you
I do remember
packaging
that.
Tyler remembers the label.
Yeah, it was definitely a gentleman buying it for his lady friend, and
I mean, it and obviously couple goals. I mean,
the intended purpose,
great,
but
but also don't share. Yeah. So those things happened. The next thing on here is another cashmere. So this is J. Crew cashmere button down. I guess I was having a cashmere moment. And this sold on Posh for $30. It was originally listed for $50 and it sold within a month. So not too bad. It was at the tail end of the winter season. We're kind of moving into some warmer weather. So I feel like people aren't really looking at sweaters as much anymore. So
yeah, it's transitioning now to summer clothes and shorts, outdoor stuff, and
yeah, not
yeah,
to say don't look in the sweater section, just expect that it might take a little bit longer. But this was just a plain neutral sweater, which use the word neutral if you have neutral colors because it's a thing. People like it. And yeah, I think it again goes back to people are going back into the office. So they need things that are work appropriate. And this was definitely work appropriate.
so this next one is also my find.
Yeah, look
I'm proud of
at you
myself.
go.
These are a pair of Peloton, cycling shoes, and they had the clips on them. They looked basically new.
They did.
I mean, out of box, hadn't been worn. Picked them up, sold on Posh for $39. Probably paid a little bit too much for them because the thrift store priced them up because of the
Because they were
condition.
almost brand new.
They were literally brand new out of box. Listed at 50, they sold within a week, maybe, maybe 5 days. Like it was quick, just right out the door.
Which we expected. Peloton generally does pretty well for us, and these were perfect. So I'm not shocked at all about this. This was a great find. So congrats. Kudos to you. The next thing on here, not so great of a find. We love ModCloth here. It generally sells pretty well. If you don't know, ModCloth has a bunch of like indie designers that are showcased on their website, and they have all different patterns, and they're really size inclusive. They're a really great brand. I've loved them from well before I started reselling. But so we picked them up a lot. This happened to be a short sleeve button down shirt that had birds all over it. It was really, really cute, but we had it listed for about half a year, a little bit more than half a year, and it ended up selling on Poshmark for $15, listed at $25. So not super bad off the original list price, but it did take quite a while to sell. It's one of those things where I think short sleeve button down shirts don't have a high market, but we just love ModCloth, so keep picking that up. So yeah, there's that. And you want to say the last one?
The last one was you found this. I wasn't aware of the brand. I am now since aware of the brand. This was Bombshell leggings.
Bombshell Sportswear, just in case anyone's tracking brands.
It was sold on eBay, sold for $50, listed at 65, sold within like an hour.
Yeah,
Like
literally,
maybe 10 minutes, it felt like.
I was still doing my listings for the day. I was
Yeah.
on the couch, still finishing up my listings for the day, and it sold. Crazy.
So buy that bread. If you find Bombshell sportswear, buy it. Buy all of it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does really well. And any other activewear sellers out there, if you have any experience with what styles do best, I have only found it twice, and both times sold extremely fast. So I think everything does well, but correct me if I'm wrong. Now, before we end this, though, we still have a gripe to talk about. So
This is the drama. This is eBay acknowledging that there is a problem on their website and not willing to do anything to fix it or to make reparations to us and repair a problem on their website.
I mean, that's a little dramatic, but so within all of these sales, I did have another sale where it was literally $5. Let's just keep this in mind, of a DVD that we had picked up a long time ago at a library sale. And we realized that we shouldn't have picked it up. Now, granted, we paid $1, so this isn't a loss. But somebody offered $5, and we're like, you know what? I don't care. We shouldn't have picked this up anyways. Not really worth anything. It's fine. I actually sold it, and then we go to package it and we realize we don't have this item anymore. So we go and look it up, and it had sold previously on eBay. Now, to give you some background here, we do not list DVDs on any other platform. And we also could not possibly have relisted it because we didn't have it anymore. So it's not like a thing that could have happened. So we went and called eBay and we're like, hey, I don't know what to do here. This was an
A
item that sold on eBay.
phantom listing.
Yeah, I can show you that it sold on eBay. Like, I don't know why it would still be listed. I know people say that it could have been a multi-quantity listing. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know how to make a multi-quantity listing. Never had one. I don't.
Yeah, you've not ever done one.
Yeah,
So no.
that didn't happen. I have no idea what the situation is. I went back and looked at the listing that was, there. It doesn't look different than any of the other listings. It's what people apparently call a ghost listing. And the customer service agent that I spoke to said that ghost listings are a well-known problem on eBay, and that because of that, all I need to do is cancel the sale, obviously let the person know, unfortunately, we don't have it, and then appeal the defect through the appeal defect like protocol, and let them know in the appeal that this is a ghost listing that eBay is aware of, that we have a proof of sold date, let them know when it sold and all of that, and that they will remove the defect because it is a known eBay error. Because it's a known eBay error. And I did that exactly as told. And of course, as expected, eBay declined and
Well,
said,
as soon as you had canceled it, it's no longer eBay's problem.
yeah, you can't talk to the appeal team. You don't have any. It literally says in the denial of the appeal, this cannot be changed, reversed. You cannot respond to this. You cannot do anything. It is it is what it is. You will take this defect, so take it. So I have now a defect on my account that does not drop off for an entire year because we don't sell enough to compensate for that for a $5 listing that I literally only could have ever sold on eBay.
Yeah,
Insane.
it's entirely their fault. They acknowledged and know that it's their fault, and they're not willing to do anything. We're just expected to take the L.
Yeah. Now, I will say eBay has been much better to me this year than in previous years. So I'm trying to tell myself that this is part of doing business and these are things that happen, but it is very frustrating when a glitch with their platform causes this type of problem because for small sellers like us, we are only allowed, I think it's like 3 or 4 defects before we hit the you're no longer a top rated seller situation. And there are things we could have done. We probably could have marked it as problem with buyer address and other things to try and avoid the defect. I don't like doing that. It makes me feel dishonest and just I get fear that eBay is going to be like, you've been lying and then shut me down. I know, paranoia. But it shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't have to lie to try
Well,
and save
given
our
their
account.
customer service, it's not exactly paranoia. They're not exactly on the ball.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit frustrated by it. And I wanted people to be aware that ghost listings are a thing. Be aware of them. I don't know how you catch them or how you fix them, but be aware of them. eBay apparently knows about it, but they don't care. So I would love to know what your experiences have been with ghost listings. Has this happened to you before? Have you talked to an eBay representative? What have they done for you? Have you ever won an appeal for this? I would love to know. But that is everything we sold, and we'll be back really soon with a fun video all about new updates on Poshmark.
Thank you all for watching.